Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about chapter 11. I'm going to give you a little intro before I get into the lecture about the importance of interior design and selecting the finishes. So this will be an intro, and then the second part of the lecture will be about walls and then flooring. So let's just talk about what are interior finishes. Interior finishes are materials that are applied to exposed interior surfaces. So everywhere we go in an interior, there are surfaces to be covered. And we as interior designers have the responsibility to put the finishes on there. They connect the rooms together, these finishes that we put on there. And we must stay very current with global trends, technology, and health and safety of our end user. Now, finishes are basically the most visible part that the client sees. So we need to make sure that as the client is experiencing these finishes, that we are contributing to a healthy, safe environment. Now, inappropriate finishes can literally promote things such as flame spread, toxic fumes, and even spread bacteria. So it's important that the finishes we put on there are healthy and the correct ones. Now, there's a growing awareness about the indoor air quality, and that's an index. And actually, interior designers, through their finishes, can actually cause what's called a sick building syndrome, SBS. And this is basically when we provide or put finishes in a space that give off gases or might have some negative impact on someone's health and safety, even allergies and so forth. Now, how are we governed by these finishes? It's important that we adhere to certain codes and safety standards. Now, these are some of the safety standard companies that actually grade some of our material in order to keep us at the right level of safety. American National Standard Institute, NANSI, when you see those codes, you'll see that there are many things that apply to it, whether it is durability, flame spread, abrasion resistance. So NANSI is one of the top agencies that actually grade some of those materials based on safety. ASTM International is another, and then we have the International Code Council. The ICC publishes all of our code books that we use in the United States. In the United States, we use the IBC, which is the International Building Code, but each state also adopts different codes. California, we use the International Code, California Code Book, as well as the IBC. International Residential Code Book is another code book we use. And then we really dive deep and deal with fire protection. So the National Fire Protection Association, they publish codes called the IFC, the International Fire Codes. So it's important for you to be aware of the IBC, the IRC, and the IFC, these codes on commercial codes, residential codes, and fire codes. This will help us make an educated decision on our finishes and promote the health safety of those who occupy the space. Now, what are interior materials and finishes? What's the thing that we need to worry about? We have to avoid spreading specified materials that actually cause a trail of pollutants. A lot of these pollutants can be distributed through the very venting system, the HVAC, the heating, ventilation, air conditioning filters. I actually did a hotel where we had to refinish part of the cabinetry that my company supplied. And as we were refinishing this cabinetry, we used oil-based paint. This is back in 2000. And in that process, they give off, that base paint gives off a lot of off gases that are very toxic. And so those VOCs, or volcanic organic compounds, actually filtrated through the air conditioning system and redistributed throughout the whole hotel. This caused a very negative air quality, and they had to shut down some of the rooms and evacuate them. Not something I ever want to do again. So there is instances that we can actually cause by our finishes or some of our choices the building to actually get that a low air quality index. Now, the indoor environmental quality, the IEQ, this is something that credits for low emission materials. You get a high score in that. It's if you're managing your indoor air quality, these are things that they observe and give credit to companies if they maintain that healthy building. Now, healthier interiors, they're definitely becoming more probable and available to us because we are becoming, as designers, more educated on green design, eco-friendly products, as well as that green products themselves are becoming more decreased in price. So this is actually a really good thing because in the past, when you would present that to a client as an option, the price was so high, they would often turn it down. Businesses are becoming more environmentally conscious as well and getting incentives, tax credits, and PR and so forth for creating these buildings that are more green. We're also seeing this implemented, especially in California, into the codes already as standards. Now, wow, that's a lot to digest. Think about the responsibility as an interior designer, what you need to provide for the client. How do you know? Well, there's a thing called a material safety data sheet, and this will help you identify potential hazard things inside of material you want to spec. So let me show you what those look like. So material safety data, this is a sheet that will break down the compounds, what the material is made of, some of the safety requirements, identify some of the hazard elements, what you do, let's say if maybe the material gets on you, like wash your eyes, you've seen these warnings. So as you see these material safety data, they really do help you to identify what the issues might be and how to remedy them. And these are great to pull down with all your specifications and provide them to the owner and the contractor prior to approval. Now, there are certain organizations that really help us to identify the potential for green products. And these are called eco labels, and eco labels really stand out and they allow us to find greener products easier. And these are some of the eco labels that you'll see that designers can look for to see if their products are green and environmentally beneficial. Now, the eco labels are done by third-party verification, and they will sit there and analyze a product for various components and reasons. One of the organizations, it's called Cradle to Cradle certification. And then basically they're reviewing a product from the beginning it was harvested, like let's say a tree, cut down the tree taken to the mill manufacturer, the manufacturer taking it to the final distribution, to install, to the final demo, and actually laying that piece of wood to rest. Okay, that whole cycle from beginning to end. And if it's recyclable, renewable, so this is really a great observation to see the overall product and its impact on the environment. Now, Forest Stewardship Council, this is an awesome way for you to identify a piece of wood that you're using, specified floor or finish, and it basically is a certification of sustainable managed forests. It verifies that that wood comes from a sustainable forest and is green, and it contributes to the supply chain. It doesn't deplete it. So that's what I look for. And also Green Guard certificates. You'll see Green Guards on carpet, various fabrics, and they show the healthier aspects of a material. Now, the UL, or Underwriters Laboratory, they're a third-party group, and they look for safety in a host of products. They're wanting to make sure that their number one goal is to make sure that it's fireproof, or protected. So you'll find the UL rating a lot on your lighting fixtures when you screw in the light bulb. You'll see UL on there. You may not have noticed that sticker, or on components that have to be fire rated, such as commercial door systems. And that is a huge one. They do copious amounts of different products. And in California, you're required to have a UL rating on all our lighting fixtures and our door jambs and door systems that are fireproof. The Green Seal is another, the Healthy Building Network, Rainforest Alignment, the SCS, and Smart Certificate Sustainable Material Rating. So there's a lot there to unpack, but I just want you to know that these are available for designers to help us to horn in and to pick the right green product for the right situation. Well, that wraps up our intro, and next we'll be talking about floors and walls.